Hey guys, gals, and morons. Somebody asked me a question about how to set the amps up, and a lot of people use the term gain matching. It's called balancing. That's what we use in the professional world. If you're not a professional, then you're gonna call it gain matching. Um, I've balanced amps for 38 years, so I know how to do it. And I'm not talking about this, guys. I'm talking about shit that matters. This is fucking audio. This is no big deal. The world wouldn't turn if I didn't know how to set amps up. That's a fact. So, well, I'm going to give you the quickest crash course I can give you, and I hope this helps. I'm going to do it quickly. I'm not going to do it actually showing you as far as I can do one. If you want to see what the amps put out and all that, I'll be glad to do it. But I'm going to have Miller to help me do that. All right, so the way we do this car, and this is the way this car works. So what you would do is you take your O scope and I take the readings. You can take it off the back of the cock box. You can check right off your RCAs. Is the easiest way to do it if you've already got the radio installed. But the way I do it is I know that the radio, it goes up to 35 a JVC. Just about all. This is a 4-volt pre-out on this radio. So the way I do it is I'll go to my phone, and when you do this, use the same phone. Don't use somebody else's phone. Use your phone. Phones are different. They're all different. It's going to make a difference. So on this particular radio, it's not no high dollar unit, but it works great. You know, this is the one Jerry said blew up 4 fucking times. There ain't nothing wrong with it. That's just the same goddamn radio. That's why I said you watch what channels you want to watch. You listen to whatever you want to listen to, and I'm going to tell it like it really is. The man's full of shit, guys. I mean, that's why he moves all over the fucking place. Everybody's his buddy when he needs something. Just remember that. Just remember that. Just remember that now. You'll learn the hard way if you don't. Listen. So here we go. 35 is max volume on this radio. Where it's clean at is 32. And how you do that is you'll run a 40 hertz test tone. Listen, you can do neg 3, neg 5, 0, whatever you want to do. You just got to take in mind that 0 is going to be flat. Neg 3 gives you a little bit of leeway. I use neg 3 instead of neg 5. Neg 5 is too drastic. I use neg 3, 40 hertz test tone or sine wave. That's what you want to use. When you use your O-scope function, you're going to go to here to AC. You gotta, and get one of these. I've already said this 14 million times. The ET828 Graphical. Also, these are called Lumis. Some of them's marked Lumi. Graphical is what I use, but it's basically the same thing. Your lead's gonna be just like this. Common and voltage right there. Don't put it here. That's for amp draw. Yeah, man, I know what amp draw is. I do that too. So here we go. You hold that R button down till you get to the O scope. That's the O scope function. Do you see where it says RMS right here? That's what the fuck matters. It doesn't make a shit when somebody does this right here. Let me get out of this. That reading, do not use that reading for your fucking voltage readings like Chad the moron. Yeah. I'm 99.9% positive about every fucking retard uses this instead of the damn RMS function. RMS, root means square. If you don't understand what that means, Google the shit and read about it. Every fucking retard audio son of a bitch I've ever seen uses this function right here. That's not what you want to use. No. And that's not what you want to use. That's because this goes to just a peak. I'm trying to get a reading all the way across. Root means square. All the way across. Look it up, Google it, and you'll understand what that means, okay? I'm just going to put it at that. I'm not going to give you a goddamn crash course lesson in fucking electronics and voltages and all that shit and engineering. Something that's took me, guys, 38 years, man. I've done this. I know what the hell I'm talking about. And that's why I laugh at these morons all the time. I ain't trying to be cocky. It's the fucking truth. So once you get this to 32, you know that's your max volume. I use my phone instead of Miller's. I use an Android phone. I have two. One of them's better than the other one, and I'll not tell what that phone is. That's part of my secret. On your bass knob, you crank it all the way up to 11. Now, you want to make sure that you got these speakers turned off as far as have your amps unplugged on the mids and highs, or you're going to get a tone through speakers that don't need a 40 hertz test tone at 32. Make sure you have them off. If you got to unplug your RCAs from your amps on the side, do that. That's what you want to do. Now, when you get back to this part of it, all you have to do is take one of these leads loose off each amp. Make sure they're all off the amps to start with. You want to take this one off, that one off. It doesn't matter positive or negative. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you only have one wire connected to the amp, because you don't want this playing through the subwoofer. You're going to blow your damn subs up. So I know 32 is clean on that radio. That's what I'm going to set up at neg 3 40 hertz test tone. I would suggest you do the same thing, but do it how you want to. Listen to Shelly and all them and Baby and every one of them. Whoever you want to listen to them. If they got to have a tool telling motherfuckers clipping like, you know. And let me tell you something, that AMM1 or DD1, I think it's the AMM1 multimeter, you know, a multimeter. If you have to use that and that little light has to light up for you, you're a fucking retard. You need to get a damn multimeter and learn how to use it. Because the O-scope is not going to be 1%. It's going to be clipping, period. Any kind of clipping. And that's why this is going to be cleaner. This is going to be way more accurate than a fucking AMM1. I do not give a shit. Man, he'll probably get on there and do some video, and there's always manipulation tools that you can use to make it do anything you want to do to make your video look cool. You can edit it, you can do anything you want. You can make adjustments on the head unit. You can do anything you want. You can crop shit in. You can fucking do AI stuff now. This is how you do it. So you would basically take, doesn't matter which one, you take the hot and run it to your hot side, but you want to make sure it's the positive, you know what I mean? So red positive, black negative. On my amps, this is how I do it. You do what you want to do, but this is how I do the amps. Phases at 0. Low pass is this, you see where it says 32 to 200? I got it set at 90. Bass boost 0. Subsonic, it's at 10 hertz. It's all the way down, and you'll see the gains. Look at the gains on these amps, guys. They're all identical. It ain't that I had to set them identical up here and make it look identical. That's identical by the O-scope. But you'll notice they're all in line. That means these amps are built right. They're built the right way. Of course, this is all going to be on master because these are not strapped. These are strappable amps. That's another thing. I could strap these motherfuckers and really do some shit, but no. I'm running. The reason I like those American bass amps, subs, is they do run exactly 1.0 ohm. Perfect. You can check that reading right here. I'll show it to you. There's ohms right there. I'm gonna take a reading. You can do it directly off the amp. You don't have to unhook the damn speaker or nothing. .1. Now there's an airplane flying over. See that 1.0? Anything that touches the car, these amps, if there's no airplane going rear, all of these would be exactly 1.0 because the coils on them fucking subs are right. Now the phi subs, let me explain something to you. Those are 0.7 coils. But after final bullshit, putting them together, the coil windings and all that shit, your final ohm load on those things are 1.3. I done been through this. You want me to show you? You want me to go in the house show you? Let's do that. Nobody believes shit unless you show them. It's like you got to show them. You're like, man, did you smell that dog turd? It's on my hand right here. And they're like, I don't see no dog turd. And you got to show it to them. Because they don't believe shit. Nobody believes anything unless you show them. So I'm going to show you, man. I'm going to show you what the deal is. Now, when I ordered these subs, these are supposed to be 1 ohm subs. D1s, man. They ain't gonna be D1s. They're gonna be 1.3 in the fucking house with no noise. So here we are. Turn the light on. Let me hook one of these up and I'll show you. These nuts prove shit, man. I'm real good at proving stuff. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but I'll get it in there anyway. What the fuck's that say? Does anybody want, you want to second guess my ass? You hear anything? 1.3 on these subs. Guess what? The amp's going to make more power at 1 ohm instead of 1.3. So, Mr. Phi Pecker Sucker, you want them dual ones that you got that's really 1.3, or do you want 1 ohm coils? Is that what you want? God damn, man. This is why I'm going to fucking dominate your ass and anybody else. If I've already said this one time. If I decide to build me one, I'm going to fuck everybody's world up because they're stupid and don't understand it. They don't understand electronics or nothing. No. So I just proved to you what the damn subs are really, what the ohm load really is on a Phi sub. So a D1 is 1.3. Every sub is 1.3. Even the blowed one. Let's check another one in here just to see. We'll check another one. We'll check them all. Well, I'll be damned. Why the fuck? Now see, I'm coming off here, but why in the hell are these 1 ohm subs right here going to be louder than them Phis? Because it's a lower ohm load. It's what it's supposed to be. Holy shit, man. So let's get back to the amp. So after you get that 40 hertz test tone running at 32, you got your bass knob all the way up. None of your subs are going to be playing. You're going to take a reading right here. Like I said, put it right there. AC voltage. Hold it down. RMS right there. That's the number you're going to read when you say, man, my amp, the AC voltage is, I don't know, let's do like Chad. Let me wipe this off. 150. Honestly, he probably ain't 150. He's probably got about 145, something like that. He just don't know what function to use on the fucking multimeter. So you would take a reading like that, and what you're going to look for is when that sine wave's going, that line is going to have peaks and valleys. It's going to be like come up like a sharp point, back down sharp point, up sharp point. That's what you're going to look for. Now you might have to change your range and shit. When you start getting bigger power amps like this, you'll have to change the range and all that, and it's going to lower the scale. And you might have to multiply it after you lower it. You can go up 1 times, 3 times, or 10 times. It's going to be, but you got to get it where you can see your whole peaks and valleys. Okay? On those peaks at the top, when it starts to clip, it's going to get a little fuzzy looking. That's where you want to, you don't want it to be chopped off. That's a hard clip. That's what the good old SMD bullshit tools do. That makes you think your amps is super powerful. No. Use this. You don't want any clipping. You want 0. That's what you want. And whatever amp out of these 6, you want to take readings on each amp. Whichever one is the lowest is the ones you want to set your others up to. That's usually, we call that a reference. That's what you call balancing. You take a reference and you balance the amps. Or you call them sweeping the amps. That's a terminology we use in the cable world, man. Yeah. You know how cable works? You probably don't know. All right, guys, so you take the lowest reading. So if this one, say, on the SMD tool, these amps clean was 105. On the O-scope, it's, what was it? 196 divided by 2. That's what it was. That's what the real numbers is. Root means square. Not no fucking continuous AC. Or not continuous, but variable AC. That's what you're seeing as a variable number. Continuous number is root means square. That's what you want. That's the number you're looking for. And then you don't have to worry. Man, we played these amps all the way today from the Ford place to my home, which is probably 35 minutes, and I'm talking beating the shit out of them subs. Them subs never stunk. These amps we got back, we did not even have the fans on. It's warm out today, and these things were, I mean, just warm. They were not even hot. I'd say they were probably maybe 100, maybe 100. A little bit hotter than hand temperature, warm, you know, body temperature. With this hat shut, with all that back there. They're not working, man, hard. They're only running 1 ohm. These amps are run half ohm all day. So yeah, I could strap these 2 and really put some fucking juice on them things, but I don't need to. I've always said the sub's the weak link. And it's not the amplifiers, it's the subwoofers. You're only going to get so much out of these things. I don't care how you do it. So most of it's in tuning. It's just like cars, man. You can have the baddest engine in the world, but if you don't have the suspension set up and you don't have it tuned properly, it's not going to go anywhere. No, it's all in tuning. Enclosure. The enclosure is 80% of your build. That's true. The other 20% is tuning. The equipment, I can make bullshit equipment get loud, guys. I got damn Jensen shit in here that are 10-year-old amps that are playing just fine, and these things get hot as hell. There's no fans in on here, nothing. I don't have a problem. So once you get your amplifier, find out which one's the lowest one, that's your reference point. that's the one you want to set up off of. So if it say, let's just take a guess here, just say 90 amps or 90 volts AC. You want to set every one at 90 volts AC with the VRMS reading on the O-scope. All right. After you do all that, you want to play a song. Just say, if you like to play rebass, I highly suggest you do this. Play your rebass tracks. Leave the O-scope hooked up. And you're going to watch this go. You're going to watch those peaks and valleys jump up and down because the music's variable. It's going to change. It's going to go up and down. But you're going to see what your highest point is. And this is why I said after I set my amps up with, basically no load on them, when I hook the speaker back up to it, I'm going to use the O-scope and see what kind of numbers I get on music. Now, this is where you got to know what the fuck you're doing. Once that number's jumping up and down on the music, you have to be able to watch this O-scope and see if it's clipping. And if it's clipping, then you have to make adjustments either with your bass knob. And remember that those songs are going to be dirty at, say, number 10 on your bass knob, number 11, whatever, and then you cut back. You're not going to run your volume on your head unit at 32. Hell no. You're going to run it about 28, 29. There's a difference of 4 volts between 28 and 29 on some head units. There's a difference of 2 volts on some head units. And I mean voltage back here through the amp. It's going to change that much. So if you got a 4 volt pre-out, whatever on that, it might come up, say 2 volts on your, and I'm talking about from 28 to 29. It might just, hey, on a JVC, from 28 to 29, it'll jump 4 volts. But from 27 to 28, it'll only climb 1 volt. I don't know if you don't understand what 4 volts does when it hits an amplifier, but that's a shit ton difference. It's going to make a big difference. It's going to put the amp in not clipping to hard clipping. That's why I said check with your O-scope your music that you play. Rock and roll, man, you could probably jam at 30, 31 all day long and it's not going to clip. No. And what I always tell people to do, this is why I don't like to run 40 speakers in a car, or 16 or 20. You run 3, you buy 3 of these. All you got to do is run you some wires up front or hook up off the speaker and watch it live like that. You can sit there and watch all 3 speakers and beat the living shit out of it, and as long as it's not clipping, these are not going to get hot. Hell no. It'll play all day. This is Miller security. This is not for Big Daddy D's nuts. No, I don't need this. I know what to look for. I hope this helps you a little bit. I know it sounds confusing, but you'll understand it. If you want me to show you one day, I'll be glad to show you on your own shit. I've done this for, hey, the racist guy. I've done this for black guys. Yeah, man. At shows. I didn't go, oh, man, you're a different color than me. Fuck, man, I'm racist. I'm not racist, guys. I'm just a country dude that's very fucking smart and knows what the hell's going on. This is all I've ever done my whole life. Not this shit. Way harder shit than this. This is elementary shit. That's why when I see these guys bragging all the time on what they do, I'm laughing, because it's nothing what they're doing. Hell no. It's elementary. That would be kindergarten in what I do. That's a fact. I'm not saying it just to say it. If you can do what I do, I'll pat you on the back. That's why my old ass still does the shit that I do, because nobody does it. No. I had a company call me this morning on the way to drop my truck off. Man, are you here this week? I said, no, I'm off this week. We need some help doing something. I don't work for that company. I said, what? And I asked him what was wrong with him. He said, I'm doing some office work now. I said, I get it, dude. How old are you now? He said, 61. I said, well, you deserve your time in there. So he's an office guy now, but he knows how to do the shit. Does he know more than these nuts? No. Fuck no. But he's a good guy. So I told him, I said, dude, I'll be back Monday. If you still need that job done, need help with it, I'll help you. And dude, I don't make money from that. That's free shit. So that's how it works. Now, if I have to do it and it goes through the work truck and shit like that, I'd have to tell my boss, man, I'm going to help another company do something. And he would be okay with it because he's just going to bill them. But me on my own time, I can do what the fuck I want to do. I can go out there and stand out beside a truck and go, hey, do this and do that. There's nothing wrong with me doing that. I've had to do that before because we all eventually will work together at some point. That's how it works in the world. The same people you see working for another company will be with your company the next week or the next year. They swap jobs like whores on men. That's what they do. It's job hopping. You guys take care. Have a good day. I don't want to overtalk you with engineering bullshit and stuff like that, but you need to respect what people do, other people do. But when it comes to this shit, the dumbest motherfuckers I work with can do this. The dumbest people. You don't have to be smart. You just have to pay attention. You guys take care. Have a great day. I hope this helps the fella out that's wanting to know how to set the amps up. That's the way I do it. It's been the way I've done it for years. It works. It works perfect. And guys, when you get subwoofers, I don't give a shit if it says D1 on the box. Check your subs and see what you really have. Now, I'm going to tell it like it is. Fi told me those were 0.7 coils that they try to get the one on. Try to. They're not one ohm. They're 1.3, all of them. Now this subwoofer, where it says D1, this motherfucker's D1, dead on the money. Every single sub. That's the first thing I checked, and I went, wow, I'm impressed. Guys, if you don't think that's a big deal, check your fucking speakers when you get them new. Check them all. You're going to see some up and down like a goddamn yo-yo. Not them. All three of them's dead on the money. Both sides. 1 ohm. 1.0. Not connected to any wiring. 1.0 perfect in a quiet room. Been there, done that. You guys take care and have a great day. See you.